Second time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Afternoon, everyone. My name is Audrey. I'm stitchywitch42. This is my channel about cross-stitch life, the universe, and everything. And today is Wednesday, the 15th of January, 2025. I've been watching a lot of WIP parades. I'm going to do my WIP parade. It's not going to be as long as other people's because there's not that many. But that's okay. A WIP parade is a WIP parade, right? So these are not going to be done in any particular order because I have them scattered about. It's trying to jump off the table. It was. So I'm just going to start. Grab a bag and talk about what's in it. Okay. So the first one is Tiny Modernist. It is the Moon Phase bell pull. There's the pattern. I started it on 16 count chalkboard black Aida, and that was as far as I got with it. And I'm abandoning this one. So we'll just get that out of the way now. One, I don't like the fabric. I don't mind stitching on black Aida, and if I have to stitch on black, it's going to be on black Aida eyes. But I don't like the way it looks on here. Now I have some other fabric upstairs. A few years ago when I stitched the Santa for my mantle scarf, it's a blue iridescent galaxy-like print. I think that that would look fabulous behind this design. So I'm abandoning this piece, but my plan is to restart it on that other fabric. And I have my flosses inside here. So, first project, and I'm going to abandon it. I'll keep the fabric. I don't know if I'll unpick what I've already stitched. I don't know what I'll do with it. We'll go from there. I started that one in 2023. Speaking of that, I have no projects that I have carried forward from last year because everything that I started in 2024 got finished in 2024. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So another one that I started in 2023 is Scrooge and Marley. This is from the Stitcher Hood. This is on a 28 count vintage country mocha. That's how far I am with it. And it's been at least a year since anybody has seen this. And there is an issue with the E, which I'm going to go back and I'm going to fix. But my plan is to get this one finished. In fact, I was looking for it the other day and wanted to get started on that. But, you know, there you go. This one I will be continuing. So I'll move it into my continue box. The next one. Okay. You didn't want me to be prepared, did you? This is one that I started. It was a New Year's New Start in 2021. I started it with, she's Wombat Hollow stitches now. And for the life of me, shame on me, bad person that I am, I don't remember her first name, is Moon Charm. I like this one. I want to finish it. I know it's on the Stitch Me Aida. There's quite a bit of it done on there. Now this one will require a bunch of back stitching. And looking at the pattern, there is back stitching in white with one strand, back stitching in white with two strands, back stitching in black with one strand, back stitching in black with two strands. I did some of the white up here. I don't like it, so I think I will be taking that out, and if I do the back stitching at all, it all depends on what it looks like when I get it done. If I do back stitching, it'll be done with one strand of black, because it's mine and I can do that. So that is Moon Charm Mandarink's design. All my flosses for it are being kept in a floss buddy. So those are all the colors. I'm keeping the project in one of my very own made project bags. So it's nice to know that I still use them. I have so many project bags upstairs, and to be honest with you, the majority of the time I don't use them. But I love every single one of them that I have. So that's 3. Number 4 is a project that I am abandoning, and I have absolutely no intention of restarting it, even though I really like it. This is Carriage House Sampling's Halloween Seed Sack. This one. I don't know what I'm stitching it on. But that's where I'm at with it. I don't like the colors. It's that simple. When I pulled these out and I was looking at them again, I don't like these colors. So I am going to abandon that one. So if you live in the US and you are subscribed, this one will be going up for a giveaway. I will mail it anywhere within the US. You will get the pattern and what I've stitched and the floss, which is all DMC. What you're not getting is the bag that I'm keeping it in, because this was made for me by Lori, textilist, and I love this bag and cannot let it go. So if you're interested in this one, say Halloween. Be subscribed, like the video, don't say giveaway or free or anything that attracts the trolls. Say the word Halloween. I'm not exactly sure when I'll get it mailed out, but we'll work on that. So that's 4 projects. Okay. The next one that I am working on, this one was given to me from Anna. It is Boo by Mama Witch Stitch. I think. There's not a tremendous amount to be done on this one. I mean, I got to do the lower halves of the body. Hector, Hortense, and Herschel, and Grandma Wilhelmina. Surprised I remembered the names that I gave them. But I need to get this one finished. I think it's a really adorable pattern. So I need to get that one finished. And it's being housed in a project bag. I think Linda Jo made this one for me. That's the back, that's the front. I've got my floss bling in here from Chris Yo, and it's been in here so long it's warped. It's been sitting upstairs for a year, people. But that is one that I want to get finished, so I will move it into my basket down here of projects to work on. That one can go in there. That one we're not doing. That's that one. Okay. The next one is one that I'm going to abandon and a restart. So, not this last Jingle Ball, but the one before that, Teresa Kogut came out with a pattern called Santa's Delivery. These guys right here. I am not a big Christmas stitcher. If I can do something like the Scrooge Marley, or if I can do the Grinch or a Bah Humbug, I like those. I love Christmas. But I'm not a big Santa stitcher. But I saw these and I thought they're really cute. I did not get the kit. And they were so popular after they were started that you couldn't get the black aida. Up at Acorns and Threads they had some green aida, so I got it and I started this one. And that's how far I got on him. But I don't want to finish it like these. So this one I'm going to offer up for adoption with a caveat. You have to have the pattern yourself, or you have to purchase it for yourself, because I'm keeping the pattern. I used all the DMC colors, and there's really not a lot left to do on this one. I just don't want to finish it. So I'm giving this part up for adoption. Say Santa. Same rules apply as the last one. What I am doing though is I restarted this one. So the one I'm giving up for adoption is this one here in the middle. The one I restarted is this one. I decided what I wanted to do because last year I learned how to make do stand-up finishes from watching Helen's videos. I decided that that's the way I would like to finish these. So this is where I'm at on my restart on a different Santa. So I don't know if I should call it a restart or if I should call it a new start, because it's not the same Santa. But this is what I'm doing. This is 18 count oxygen. So 14 count paper, 18 count aida. There's a difference. And honestly, I like this size better. So I don't have a lot left to do on this one. I have some of the white underbelly and a little bit of white under the tail, and then finishing up Santa's bag, and this one will be done. Of course, I don't have enough fabric to do another one, so I'm going to have to order some more 18 count oxygen for the other two. If I even do the other two, I don't know. But like I said, if you're interested in what I've stitched and you want to finish it, if you have the pattern and you haven't started it, you're more than welcome to take this. And because it's just a piece of paper, I'll mail it anywhere. That project I am housing in my Yoda Floss Buddy. I stitched Yoda several years ago, And then I sent it to Karina when she was still living over in England, and she made a floss buddy out of it for me. So it works really good because it has a pocket here on the front, and I could stick that in there, and I could stick my pattern in there, and it's good to go. Project number 6. Project number 7 is the biggie. So, hold on a moment. I'm going to move the camera back because I need room to hold it up. So like I was saying, in 2024 I got all of my projects that I started stitched, and then I went ahead and I pulled out my Stoney Creek Halloween Village Afghan, and I started working on it. There you are, it's all on the screen. So I got all the banners done. I had the 2 L banners in the middle that had to be finished, and I was really tired of them. So I had the 2 L banners that had to be finished. There's 9 of them altogether. And then I moved down and I started stitching on the bats. And while I was stitching on bats in 2024, I couldn't include this in my hashtag 24 bats in 2024 because this project did not get finished. But I stitched the bats. So, honorary bat project for 2024. What I then worked on is this house. We know I don't like stitching houses. And there's this huge house. And then there's a barn. And another house on this thing. And this isn't even half of the house. There's still more out over here, and then there's the whole lower section of the house, and it goes on and on and on. But the colors, they're fabulous. So I've been working down this inside border, I've been working on the tree, I've been working on the house. Right after the first of the year, I actually started a new project. So I put this one away for a while, but I haven't put it upstairs. I have a plan for this one. We'll talk about it. Okay. So there you are. I had 7 projects that I was carrying forward. My Halloween Afghan, which I started in 2020. Moon Charm, which I started in 2021. All the others were started in 2023. Boo, I will be finishing. Halloween Feed Sack. If anybody's interested, I will send you the pattern, the fabric, the floss. Say Halloween. I have Moon Phase, which I am abandoning, but I plan on restarting it on different fabric. I have Santa's Delivery, which the first one on perforated paper is up for adoption. I restarted a different one, so I guess that's a new start on 18 count Aida, and I really like the way it looks on there, and I plan on working on the others on 18 count Aida once I get more of it. And then my 7th one was Scrooge Marley, which I just have to fix the E on there and then finish the stitching on it. 7 projects. My new start for 2025, I had told you about this when I originally got it, This is a pattern by Sprouting Lupine. It is called Graveyard Guardian. I love that grim right there. My granddaughters have 2 Mastiffs. One of them is a big brown doofus. They're Mastiffs. They're all doofus. But Bones is a coward and a doofus and a dork, and I love him dearly. And then they got a brother for him, and he is dark black with dark brown coloring on them, and his name is Grim. And he doesn't have a big bushy tail like this Grim does, but I have a Grim grand puppy, so stitch a Grim. This one, I started at the top. Don't mind the hanging thread. It's there. We know I don't know how to do floss tubes. But that's my start. And it's really kind of hard to see those tombstones because they are DMC colors 01 and 02. They're actually supposed to be DMC colors 01 and 03, but I sent Mark to the store and he called me when I wasn't anywhere close to my pattern, and I said, well, I know it's 01 and 02, so he got them. And it wasn't until I was stitching them and realized how close in color they are, and I looked at the pattern, it's supposed to be 01 and 03. I'm sticking with 01 and 02 because I'm not unpicking unless I absolutely have to. That's a goal for this year, to not unpick. So my current projects are my Afghan that I showed you, my Santa, and my Graveyard Guardian. And that's it for cross stitch. I mean, 23 minutes and the cross stitch is done. But now we're going to talk about Schrodinger. If you watched my last video, you know who Schrodinger is and what I'm referring to as Schrodinger. It's the spot on my pancreas that may or may not be cancer because right now they just don't know. It was caught early. And that's a good thing. I'm not complaining, but they don't know. So since we talked last, surgery has been scheduled, January 28th. I will be up at OHSU. Right now, all I know is that I have to be there at 5:30 in the morning. I have no idea what time surgery will start. At one point, somebody mentioned 7 a.m. Whether that's when it happens, I don't know. I know it will be several hours in surgery because they're doing open surgery to make sure that they get the tail end of my pancreas and my spleen, and they'll send it off to pathology and leave me open until they know they have clean margins. So I will be in the hospital, I have heard, anywhere from 5 to 10 days. That's the part I don't. I don't want to be in the hospital. But it is what it is. And I had made a comment that, if you wanted to send me a card, you could do so. And a couple people have reached out and asked for my address, and I'm more than happy to share my address if somebody wants it. I got a card from Michelle, who is Maine Moose Mom. If you're not following her on Instagram, you should. She is a prolific stitcher. But she sent me this card, and on the back there is a sticker for Vampire Blood, which is 100% pure. Because she knows I was stitching all the bats last year. But when I opened this card up, Michelle, I started laughing because she couldn't have found anything more appropriate. Now, I don't think the original Schrodinger's cat had a hole cut in the box, but that's okay. It's a cat in a box. I love it. And Any laughs right now are good laughs. Then the other night, I received a bouquet of flowers. And it wasn't just any bouquet of flowers. It came in a flat envelope. And I opened it up, and inside it was this. This is a pop-up flower. And all the butterflies and moths are separate. You can move them around. The bird can be moved around to different locations. This came from Donna. When I opened it up, when I saw what it was, I want you to know that I got teary, which is really easy. I cry at the silliest things. Mark and I have been fans of Call the Midwife. We've watched every episode. We missed the 2024 Christmas special, so we watched it the other night. That show, I'm always in tears. And I know that I can't look at Mark because he'll be in tears too. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But thank you, ladies, for thinking of me. Thank you to the people who have reached out to me through emails, through messaging. I got a phone call from Sandy up in Canada the other day while I was working on a paper crafting project. I decided to do the hashtag Junk Journal January that's put on by Meg Journals, and so I made a little accordion style journal, and so far I've done every prompt every day. Now I do look ahead a little bit to try to get some ideas, and there's one in there that I think the packaging from that will work for. We'll see. We'll see when I get there. So, surgery is scheduled the 28th. I got a pre-surgery call Monday. Tuesday, I got a call from another doctor because the surgeon, there was also a blood clot on the splenic vein, and I'm on blood thinners. The surgeon wanted to see about having a blood filter put in to help with the blood clots. I got a call from a doctor about that, but I don't think that that's going to work because where she said it would be, it's not going to do anything for the blood clot on the splenic vein. So why do it? So now I'm waiting for a call from Silverton Hospital because I need to go in and have an ultrasound on my legs to see if they can see where the blood clots are starting or if there are any more starting, because I have to stop the blood thinner 4 days prior to surgery because can't be on blood thinners for surgery. So I will be staying at OHSU. Mark will be going up with me and staying with me that day. More than likely I'll have a private room, so he might even be able to spend the night, that first night, if he wants to. I don't expect him to, but I know my husband. He worries about me, and it's not like I haven't given him good reason. So I am still self-isolating. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I did go and get my hair cut because I felt it needed to be done before I went into the hospital, and I did that the first week of January. I figured it was far enough out from surgery that if I got anybody's cooties, I would be over it, and fortunately, I didn't get anybody's cooties. My granddaughter sent me a text yesterday, day before yesterday. She wanted to know if I could come pick her up from school. She has a car, but she wanted me to come pick her up from school, and I said, well, let me ask Grandpa and see if he'll come and get you. And I asked Mark, and he said yes. And I told him, I said, when you go pick her up, tell her that the reason I didn't is because I'm self-isolating. So he comes back from getting her, and he goes, do you know that Riley doesn't even have a driver's license? And I said, but she bought a car. He goes, yeah, but she doesn't have a driver's license, and apparently it's the car of her dreams. It's a Volkswagen Bug. But apparently it's got some issues that need to be worked on, and her dad hasn't done it yet. And she keeps applying to get into a driver's ed class, but they've all been full so far. So she wants to get that done because it'll make a huge difference on her insurance. So I go, did you tell her that I was self-isolating? And he said, yes, but she didn't understand what that means. And I said, did you tell her it's what teenagers do when they get home from school and they go and hide in their bedroom? And he goes, no, but I'll tell her that next time. Today I got a visit from my daughter. Finally got to give her her Christmas present. You may remember when I stitched the black pearl on that beautiful fabric. She loved it, and we discussed all the various things about life, the universe, and everything. And of course, when they redid the road out in front of our house, we have no parking in front of our house, so she had to park down the street. And as she was leaving, she was grumbling about that, and I said, well, actually, you can park directly across from us. There's a driveway to another property there, but there's enough room if you park on the side that they can get in and out, and they're okay with it. She goes, okay. So she's walking down the sidewalk, and I'm standing on the porch, and I'm going, love you! And she waves. And she gets closer to where I won't be able to see her because of the trees, and I go, love you! And she giggles, and she waves. And she gets past the trees, and now I can't see her, and I'm yelling louder, love you! Straining my voice, and I start choking. And I hear her giggling. And then I heard her beep for her car, and I'm going, love you! Because we're parents, and we do things to annoy our children. And if the simple fact that I'm telling my daughter that I love her annoys her, well, there you go. But I walk back in the house, and Mark comes out from the shop, and he goes, were you calling me? I said, no. I was saying love you to my daughter. And he goes, oh, okay. Random bits and bobs. When I put my Afghan in the Q-snap that I'm using, I have to wrap up all the extra fabrics, and I use the magnetic silicone ties. This was the mess of them that I took off the fabric so that I could share it with you today. I tie them together to make them longer because there's so much bulk on the fabric. I now get to undo this before I put it back on there. But my plan is, if I'm going to be spending a week in the hospital, this is the project that I'm going to take with me. Graveyard Guardians is on 32 count, 36 count, 32 count because I'm stitching 2 over. But the color of the linen and these light colors of the flosses, they're too light, and I can't see it without a magnifier. And I'll have Santa's Delivery finished by then, because I only have the belly and the bag to do. And I don't have any more 18 count aida to start another one. I might take Scrooge and Marley with me, but I'm really thinking that I'll take my Afghan with me because it's 4/2 on 20 count lugana. It's big stitches, and it's easy to see, and I won't have a light, and it's easy to see. So my plan is that that's the one that I'm going to take with me. So I think that's it. Surgery is on the 28th. I'll be there 5 to 10 days. Less is better as far as I'm concerned, so please think positive thoughts. Since it's less than 2 weeks since that surgery, I know I won't get another video in before then. And I have no idea when I'll get one in afterwards. Because, oh, I wanted to tell you about my dream. With all this stuff going on, and all the stress that it creates, because there have been emails, and there's been text messages, and there's been virtual calls, and there's been phone calls, and there's been the trips up here, and, you know. I had a dream the other night that really stressed me out. Had absolutely nothing to do with Schrodinger. Had everything to do with the trip I'm planning in April. Anna, Cheryl, and Janine and I are going to the Primitive Gathering in Larson, Wisconsin in April. Cheryl put this all together. We've made a down payment on the room. We got together up at Acorns and Threads, I think, in October, and booked our flights through Expedia, and the four of us all did it together so that we could all be on the same page while we were doing it, which is really good because I've never had to book flights like this by myself before. In the past, Mark has taken care of it. When I've traveled with my sister, she's taken care of it, so it hasn't been a big deal. But this time we're doing everything online. And they sent an email month and a half ago that our itinerary had changed. And I went and I looked at it, and our flight leaving Portland changed from leaving at 6:15 in the morning to leaving at 6:30 in the morning. And I immediately sent out a group message. I said, did you see the email from Expedia? They've changed our itinerary. Everybody go look. That was before I realized it was just a 15-minute difference. So then a couple weeks ago, I get another email from Expedia, and this time it says itinerary change, but it's the flight coming home. It's leaving a half an hour earlier from there. So again, I sent out a message to everybody, look at it. I said, at the rate they keep changing things, we'll be home yesterday. And then last night I had my dream that 2 days before the flight, I got another email from Expedia saying that there was an itinerary change and that the three of them, Anna, Cheryl, and Janine, would be leaving the day before, and I would be leaving at the original time. And I was freaking out because I don't know how to check in online. I was hoping to have one of them help me, but they'll be there the day before me. And I'll be at the Portland airport all by myself, and I'll have to get from the front check-in area, walking all the way through to security, and then on to wherever the plane is by myself. And I have bad legs and feet and ankles, and my hip is starting to go out, and I'm going to have to do this all by myself. And I was freaking out in my dream that this was really going to happen. So I woke up, and I thought about it, and I thought about these three ladies, and I realized I know one of them would hold my hand at Portland Airport and get me from the front to the airplane, no problem. I know one of the second one would probably do the same thing, but the first one would have already grabbed my hand, and so she would just be there for moral support, and I appreciated that. And then there's the third one, and I know she would be laughing her ass off. And I completely understand that, because I would be the one laughing my ass off if it happened to somebody else. So, I'm not telling you who would hold my hand, who would be support, and who would be laughing my ass off. But if you know these three ladies, you know which one's laughing. On that note, my friends, live long and stitch on. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.